I have built a setup with AI that reads your images and turns them into icons that feel like a natural expansion of your brand style. And you can use that workflow for free. So this is the setup. I have built it in Weavy AI, which is my tool of choice for these workflows. And it works quite simple, I must say. If we zoom in, you can see that we have an icon and also its animation of how it might be revealed within, let's say, I don't know, video or loading on a website. Completely up to you. And there are three sets of icons which are kind of mostly used within the web design or web presence, which means core navigation icons where we have like a home page. You can see about company, get in touch, or say portfolio products, stuff like that. Then we have functional icons, which means hamburger menu, search icon, shopping cart, favorite, and so on. And the third batch is status and feedback icons, which means like check mark, like something went wrong in here, presenting attention here, or question mark, loading, cloud sharing, and maybe highlighted content here. But the workflow will work with any asset of such kind. It doesn't need to be like a web-based icon. If you just want, let's say, any animal there, it should work. So let's take a look of how it's set up. The only thing you need to take care is basically this first part, where I have my user prompt tasking AI to describe image aesthetics. Then there is a system prompt, which is a bit longer, that gives additional context on how I want it to be described. So it's already here, and the only thing you need to do is upload a couple of images you like that presents the style. I uploaded 4, you can do 1, you can do more, completely up to you. And you just drag it and plug it into any LLM node, which combines my user and system prompt, and then also reference images. If I hit run, then you can see it described these aesthetics just as I wanted. It also correctly described exact colors in hex code, which then get a little bit washed out later, but is the problem of Nano Banana, not so much of this prompt. And this is basically everything you need. So we have our main prompt, which we will use every single time. And then there is one more node with prompt show me the icon, or let's say show me the image, show me the illustration. You can change it. And there is also a simple color which helps me to get the animation, but I will show you that in a moment. And now let's take a look how does that work. I have prepared a basic prompt for every single icon I am creating here and this workflow. Let's say here icon represents homepage, simple minimal house silhouette as the main landing point. I'm using prompt concatenator, where I plug in the first node, which is show me the icon. You can see I'm plugging it here. Those router nodes are only here because I want it to look a bit more organized. However, I could just drag every single one out of this one node, but it would look too cluttered. I don't like that. So here is show me the icon. You can see it's written in the first part. Then what is the icon? It represents homepage, simple, minimal, house silhouette, etc., which is prompt 2. And prompt 3 describes the visual aesthetics and style, which is described from our main prompt in here. Every single time you combine those 3, you have your base prompt for image generation. I am using Nano Banana from Gemini, and as you can see, it gave me nice icon of a house, which should represent home area on the web. So this is the first asset. And for the second one, I am using Cling with first and last frame, where I will plug in this prompt again. Of course, it's not prompting any animation there, but it gets it quite right. And with it, I'm using my icon as end frame here, and this single color image as the first frame. I have my first frame, then animation happens, and we will end up with our icon. The funny thing here is that every single animation starts with like a little white point growing and then turning into animation, which I did not know why it happened, but then I realized in here, if I zoom in, I forgot one little point here, which is like a coincidence here. However, this way every single animation begins with the very same style, which I actually like. So with the first one done, I just copied this prompt, plug those repeating parts in here, just change the icon represents about company profile, stylized ID card, and so on and so on. This way I got a new prompt here and let it generate new icon. And if I was happy with it, then I let it generate my animation. The rest was only repeating this very same approach. Some animations turned out really great, some might need to maybe do the generation again, but as a showcase piece I think it's quite fine. And as you can see, every single icon follows the same visual language. And if your generation should turn out not so good, then just hit rerun and you will be presented with something new. So if you would be using this workflow, only thing you need to do is upload your reference images here, get your main prompt here that describes visual language and style, and just plug it here and let it run on my icons or change it to yours, and you will be presented with image and icon reveal animation. But there is one more thing you can do if you would need so, and that's getting SVG file which is vector based, because there is a node for that vectorizer, and you will just plug generated image to vectorizer. You will choose SVG, EPS, doesn't matter, I chose SVG, and if you hit run model, and this way you will get vector based file which you can download and then maybe decompose into a layer and tweak the animation however you want. So if you would like to use this workflow, it's for free, find it in the comments, and stay tuned for the next one.